Yo, did you just go to the Impressions Expo in Long Beach? Let's talk about it. What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today we're going to be talking all about my experience at the Impressions Expo that just went down in Long Beach, California. First and foremost, let's start off by saying shout out to everybody that stopped and talked to me at the Impressions Expo. I had a good time. It was really good meeting everybody, and I 1000% appreciate every single conversation that I had. Now, I made a few videos about the Impressions Expo. Usually I make a recap video like I'm doing right now. Every year I go into these shows with the game plan in mind. This year's game plan was to look for more brown t-shirts, more earth tone colors, tans, browns, greens, stuff like that. Not just hoodies, but t-shirts. As most of you guys know, I released a brown hoodie for the South Bay of Los Angeles. That hoodie did good. So I was like, man, I love wearing browns, tans, army greens, colors like that. So I wanted to release more of that stuff this year. So I was looking for blanks that basically fit that description for me. I found a lot of good options, and there was a lot of vendors I was hoping that were going to be there that weren't there. So let's talk about all of that. First, let's talk about the t-shirts that I did see that I did like. I went to the T-Style booth. A lot of you guys know who T-Style is. They had some videos go viral since the last Impressions Expo. That's everybody's favorite blank t-shirt right now because they are the same family from the people that created All Style. Now the new generation started a company called T-Style, and they offer t-shirts that are similar to the old All Style t-shirts. Hopefully I'm saying all of that right, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already seen those videos because I see you guys in my comments all the time like, what do you think about T-Style? Do you use T-Style? I've never used T-Style, but I did check out their booth. And from what I was told, I was checking out the founder t-shirt, which is basically like the 1301, the original 1301, just their version. And the t-shirt looked good. It felt good. I didn't hear what the price was, like wholesale pricing for that founder t-shirt, but I did check it out on the rack and it looked good. The color offerings were cool. Since I've been using AS Color, I'm used to having like a ton of color offerings, but the lineup looked pretty solid. And they did have the browns and tans and greens that I was talking about, which was cool. Does this mean I'm gonna go out and just order dozens on top of dozens and start using them? No. But I will open up an account and test them out for myself to see if it's something I wanted to offer. So it was good to go out there and actually touch the shirt, see the shirt in person, because everything looks different online. Now the second one was AS Color, obviously. The AS Color Classic has a ton of colors. They have a bunch of different browns, a bunch of different tans, a bunch of different creams and off-whites and stuff like that. I seen a few browns that I really liked, and then one of the off-white like bone or cream style colors looked really good. And once again, this is the classic model. I also did see the staple tee, which is cool, but a lot of my customers don't like that fit. They prefer the classic, so I stick with the classic. Now, one of the other questions I was getting, because everybody always wants to know, hey, who did you use for your Letterman jackets? Not the Shockaware Letterman jackets that I showed, but everybody wanted to know when it came to like the custom Letterman jackets. That was a question everybody had. I think a lot of people forget how expensive Letterman jackets are, especially if you're customizing them, because it is 100% wool. It is 100% leather on the sleeves. You're paying for the materials, you're paying for the craftsmanship, and you're paying for the customization. So the last vendor that I had talked about from years ago when I got some done, they were based out of, I think, New York or New Jersey. And I let people know who I used. And then they were like, man, how come it costs so much for this jacket? And people forget that these jackets are very expensive. It's not cheap to get a full custom jacket made. I'm talking about where you could customize everything, the collar, the elastics, the buttons, the inside lining, the sleeves, shoulders, everything is fully customizable. So one of the new spots that I found was called Game Apparel. They showed everything they can do. Full leather jackets, wool body, leather sleeves, different types of leather, lambskin, pigskin, cowskin. They had everything to offer. They even had Letterman coats with a full leather hood. And then for the people that didn't want to go the leather route, they had full wool, full sleeves, full body, everything wool. I've ran jackets like that in the past with the old manufacturer. That to me is a personal preference. I like the full wool. They had good lining, and the lining zipped in and out, so that way if you do embroider on something, it's not shown through the lining. You could zip off the lining, embroider on the jacket, zip the lining back up so it looks clean on the inside. Once again, that company was called GameApparel.com. Sat there and talked to those guys for a while because it's always good to have different different manufacturers in your back pocket when you're ready to do this stuff. But once again, like I said, these jackets are expensive. So you contact them, talk about pricing with them, you let them know what you're looking for, and go from there. Now, that's just basically the stuff that I was looking for. Also, you guys know I go out there to catch a vibe with everybody. So I was out there to talk to everybody, meet everybody, and just chop it up. And I appreciate everybody that I got a chance to talk to. Whether you caught me in a booth, whether you stopped me while we're walking, whether you caught me at the bar buying beer, whatever it was, thank you for actually saying what's up, slapping hands, and giving me a chance to experience your story. I was saying this all weekend, and you guys already know my story because you guys watch my channel. So for myself, getting a chance to hear your stories is dope as hell. I gain so much inspiration and motivation just hearing everybody else's story, so I appreciate the conversation 1000%. And on one of the days, Facebook group, the Dough Getters, shout out to Tom, shout out to Diz, who came down from New York, shout out to Mike, and the homie Rye Beats set up a dope, unorganized meet and greet on one of the days there, which turned out to be a really cool success. It was a good chance for everybody to kind of get out of the trade show and kind of mingle amongst each other and network. And it was a good chance for everybody to kind of talk, share stories, meet each other, because a lot of these people are just internet friends. So it was a good way to get everybody together without the distractions of what's going on inside the trade show. And I think we was hanging out for a few hours, chopping it up. I got a good chance to talk to everybody that showed up right there. And we even had some of the heavy hitters like the homie Stan Banks showed up for a bit. Like I said, Rye Beats was out there. And we even had some of the companies that were in the trade show showed up. Shout out to Tajima for showing up, providing some information, and just mingling with the people. So once again, shout out to Tom from G6 Customs for even putting that thing together. I appreciate that, and it's something that we will be doing more of at other trade shows, and it's just a good way to network with a bunch of different people, hang out with a bunch of different people, and build with a bunch of different people. So for myself, those were a lot of the pluses. I've been sharing a bunch of the pictures that you guys tagged me in on my Instagram. It was dope to see everybody and meet everybody. Now let's talk about some of the downsides for myself. Well, not really downsides, but just things that I left the show with thinking, what was that interaction all about? So obviously I know who I am. I'm self-aware. I understand that I have a lot of attention on my channel. I have X amount of subscribers on YouTube. I have X amount of followers on Instagram. I have X amount of followers on TikTok. I know that there is attention around my social media platform within this t-shirt space, which means a lot of companies that attend this trade show somewhat know who I am, whether they like me, whether they like my content, or they just came across my content and actually seen what I'm doing over here on social media. Now, the one thing that really tripped me out was there were so many companies that were happy that I walked into their booth and I was asking questions, and it's cool that they're taking notice of content creators like myself and they're aware what we're doing online. But the ones that were hyped up to see me in there was dope because it took me by surprise, because I figured a lot of these companies don't really know who I am, or maybe they've seen me, or maybe their social media person seen me before. But for a lot of these company owners and CEOs to slap hands with me and understand what I do and who I was, which was dope. Does that mean I'm gonna work with all of them? No. I told every single company that wanted to work with me how my channel works. And it's basically, I only talk about the stuff that I use for my business. This channel isn't about giving you reviews on everything under the sun. Money does not motivate this channel, and you can't pay me to give the people a biased review on a product because I'm getting a check. That turned off a lot of companies, because a lot of companies aren't really familiar with what I do. They say they know me and they say they watch me, but if they really watch me, they would understand that's not how this channel works. In order for me to talk about you on my channel, I actually got to use you. And when I say use you, I actually print t-shirts and sell t-shirts. If I'm not using your blanks or using your transfers, then why would I talk about your company? I talk about the equipment I use because I actually use it to make products to sell in my retail store. You see what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people were taken back by this because there's so many content creators out there that would jump at any check thrown at them or any opportunity to work with these companies. My channel isn't one of those channels, and you guys already know that. Obviously, a lot of these companies didn't know that. So shout out to the companies that really understand what I do and watch my content and understand what this channel is all about, because those companies were the ones that were showing me products similar to the things that I already use. I stepped into some transfer booths, and those transfer booths were showing me glitters and foils and all this stuff that I've never shown on my channel. So why would somebody that says they watch my channel show me those products? One, they're probably super excited and they're just trying to show me everything. But the smart play would have been, hey, I know that you only use these types of transfers. These are the options that we have that are comparable to these types of transfers. I've never once offered glitters or metallics in my store, on my t-shirts, ever on my channel, so why would I start now? You know what I mean? Same goes for some of these blank t-shirt companies, and they're trying to show me all these lightweight, eco-friendly type t-shirts, slim fits and all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't even use that. I'm looking for heavyweight. I'm looking for some standard colors. Why are you showing me your new lavender t-shirt? If you said you watch my channel, then you would understand 90% of the stuff I show on here is black t-shirts. Never have I ever said, hey man, check out this new lavender t-shirt that I'm gonna start selling in my store, because that's not my audience. You know what I mean? So a lot of companies came off very weird and corny in that sense to do that kind of stuff, to tell me, hey man, I watch your channel all the time. I love what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. You just seen the numbers on the channel and you know what my face looks like, and you're trying to stroke the ego and gas me up. But it's like, man, if you really watch the channel, like some of these companies really watch the channel, you would know what I show on my channel. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to Tajima. Tajima really watches the stuff. They've actually came to the store when I was closed, and they were like, man, we stopped by your store and it was closed. Like, they really watch the stuff and they understand what I do. They understand that I have a Ricoma machine. Talking with them, I understood that they really watch the channel and understand what I'm doing. I stepped into some other embroidery booths, and they're over here trying to sell me on these big 6-head machines, talking about they know who I am. And I'm like, wait a minute, why are you offering me this or telling me about this when I don't show nothing about that? There's hardly anybody that watches my channel that's ready to buy a 6-head machine. There's a weird disconnect there, you know what I mean? And I get it. A lot of these companies don't give a shit about who I am, but they understand they have to use social media to help market their products, and I get it. I understand how it works. But for myself, you can't bullshit a bullshitter, man. For me, saying you watch my channel and stuff like that is cool, but it does nothing for me. If you understand who my audience is and you're trying to offer something to that audience that's gonna help better their business, then we can talk. But a lot of those companies were not ready to have that conversation. But the funny ones were, just because I was in the booth, cameras are on and people taking pictures and video and stuff like, hey man, Big Brando's here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm all for that, man. I understand the game and I get it. But trying to pass it off as if I endorse you is a crazy move, man. Like I said, I understand the game and I see it, but that's a crazy play to me. If you guys want to know what companies I actually mess with, you'll see it on this channel. If I'm not talking about it, showing it on this channel, then I don't mess with them. Simple as that. Takes the guesswork out of it for you guys, you know what I mean? But I'm not opposed to working with companies. But if a company is actually interested in building with me what I'm building here, and they want to be a part of that, I'll entertain all of that. But just know it has to be done my way on my channel. That's one of the biggest reasons you've never seen me wearing some company's hat or wearing their company shirt. My channel doesn't look like a walk-in commercial for any company. And this channel is not sponsored by anybody. It's sponsored by Big Brando and these brown hands that make everything. That's about it. Now that that's out of the way, I highly encourage anybody to go out to these trade shows and do your research for your business. Look at all these blanks, look at all these transfer companies, look at all the equipment they have to offer. You're gonna be overwhelmed. Pack your patience and understand when you go out to these things, you don't need every piece of machinery under the sun. You don't need to use every single transfer company under the sun. You need to find what works for you and your budget, and that's it. If you can't afford some of these machines, there's nothing wrong with that, because most of us can't afford any of those machines in there. But what we're all doing is we're going there, 1, to get inspired, 2, to look for new products and source new blanks, new transfers, new technology, and 3, get out there and meet the people, meet the companies, ask your questions, make these people work for your business. Don't make it easy on them. I've been making t-shirts for a very long time, and I still attend these shows to do the research for myself, because I said before, shit looks way different when it's online. Or if it's printed in a catalog, it looks way different. The pictures do not do these products justice. You have to see it in person. You got to get out there. You got to touch touch it, you gotta feel it. One of the things I do when I look at hoodies is I turn the hoodie inside out and I see how fuzzy it is on the inside, because I hate when I put on a hoodie and it leaves all the lint and fuzzy stuff on my t-shirt. Usually I'm wearing a white t-shirt underneath the hoodie. I pull that black hoodie off and my whole white t-shirt is now black. That to me is the worst. So I always touch the inside of hoodies. I see how fluffy it is and how fuzzy it is. Sometimes I'll rub my own t-shirt on there just to see how it transfers over. You can't do that online. Like, you could see what the hoodie looks like on the model. You can see what it looks like flat. You could read the GSM and you could read the weight and you could read what it's made out of. But that kind of stuff, you're never gonna actually get a chance to see and feel unless you do it in person. So use these trade shows for that kind of stuff, right? If you wanted to look up more trade shows, Impressions Expo is a good one. That one travels around the country. There's one called Printers United or Printing United. And there's another one called the Graphics Expo. All of those, you could just Google them and find one that's local to you or close enough to you, hit it up and you'll be good to go. But from what I heard over the weekend, especially from the homies from the East Coast, like the homie Diz and some of the other people that travel around to all these shows, Long Beach Impressions Expo is the biggest, baddest one out there. That one goes down every single January, all right? If you guys got any questions, make sure you leave it in the comments. If you're one of those companies that was talking to me at the Impressions Expo and you wanted to work, leave it in the comments also. You guys can follow me on Instagram if you wanted to, Big Brando TV. Catch you on the next one, man. Yeah.